Blended finance has mobilized $249 billion towards sustainable development. Yet fewer than a dozen peer-reviewed studies examine how these structures actually perform. For a field this size, that is a remarkable gap. Blended finance works by combining public, philanthropic, and private capital into structures that can absorb risk and attract investment in markets where private capital would not otherwise go. The challenge is that three funds using three different structures, first loss capital, guarantees, grants, and flexible debt, cannot easily be compared on a like-for-like basis. Risk is assessed on perception, not evidence. Performance benchmarks do not exist, and the insights locked inside real investments are not reaching the people who need them. Are investors accurately assessing risk or working from assumption? Can blended finance funds be compared on a like-for-like basis? And what actually drives private capital mobilization? To address this gap, SIFI developed PRISM Impact Lab in collaboration with ETH Zurich and Tameo Impact Fund Solutions. PRISM stands for Performance, Risk, Impact, Structures, and Mobilization.
PRISM exists because there's a real problem in the market. We know that there's deal-level data, but it's fragmented. It's not comparable and it's not standardized. And what PRISM does is actually it takes insights and it translates these into investment-grade decisions. It does that by aggregating and analyzing the data that we have already and turning that into actionable insights for investors to take forward. SIFI's role in this is to convene. It's to bring the actors together. It's to provide the financing and the resourcing to make this possible.
PRISM Impact Lab is about to provide the evidence that are lacking to support your investment decisions in impactful projects in emerging and developing economies. And this will be done through three main pillars. First, collecting and providing the data that are missing today. Second, conducting rigorous analysis to answer the most pressing questions with statistically significant results that you can trust and rely on. And third, translate those findings into actionable insights and tools that you can use in your everyday work. The role of ETH in this collaboration will be to advise on the data collection and then conduct the rigorous academic research to answer the questions, and finally work together to translate that into actionable insights.
There's a lot of data in the blended finance market, but it's not structured in such a way that allows us to make meaningful comparisons, especially at the fund level. At PRISM, we're collecting additional data about the layering of the capital structure of blended finance funds, the performance of the different pieces within those layers, and how private capital is mobilized into blended finance, with the intent of helping people make better investment decisions.
Governments and DFIs are not just capital providers, but they're really market shapers. And to play that role well, you need to have clarity. Clarity on how risk is structured, but also how private capital gets mobilized in the end. And I think what we lacked so far was not ambition or capital, but what we lacked is evidence. And that's exactly what PRISM is all about. We'll provide the data and knowledge infrastructure that will assure that public and private sector can take better decisions and to make sure that the capital gets allocated where it has the most effective impact.
By combining audited fund data, academic rigor, and field expertise, PRISM transforms fragmented information into trusted market insights. Insights that help investors allocate with confidence, fund managers demonstrate performance, and policymakers deploy public capital where it is truly catalytic. Through research, publications, and ecosystem engagement, PRISM helps build a stronger evidence base for blended finance. Better evidence leads to better decisions. Better decisions lead to more effective capital mobilization, and ultimately, greater impact where it is needed most.